So you can see me now? You can see me now, riding on a little cow, waiting for my glasses so I can... Okay, turn the radio off. This is going to be only about Monopoly, and the statement in this goes like this, okay? In order to get to number 31, with a dice of 6, it would take 5 rolls. 5 times 5 is 25. It gets you over to the jail when you start at go, number 30. If you would do the same from all corners, there are 4 corners, makes up for 4 months of 30 days, corner to corner to corner to corner. If you start 1 before go and count go as 1, go to jail is the 31st one. 1st, 21st, 31st, 41st, 51st, 61st, and now you're 1 after jail. Anyways, what I was going to get to in that is jail. It's 31. 7 months, 31 days, but you're in jail. But 6 times 5 at go also put you in jail. Now I know that was a tough read. I have it written down. I can say it precisely to you. When you start from go, you see go is 1, but it's not counted because you're on it. So when you get to go to jail, which is a place you can't even sit, because the minute you get there, you're gone. It's one of the only corners where you can't stay. 3 out of 4 ain't back, but you're into life. If you go 28, which now 1 and 1, which is you and your angel, would be born if you roll 2 on the next dice. But this dice at 28, okay, counting go, is WATERWORKS. And if the water don't work and it ain't flowing, there ain't going to be any boy. Because if the bubble doesn't burst at the baby where the water flows, and they call it the water broke, and I'm pregnant and I'm having a baby. The 4 train tracks, the 22 properties are aligned like this. Baltic and the Mediterranean, then the 3 gray, 5. Then you got the 3 purplish and 3 orange, 6. Then you got the 3 red and 3 yellow, 6. Then to end it off, I reversed the beginning, you have 3 green and Boardwalk and Park Place, 5, 6, 6, 5. If you bring this to the 7 world, it'll be 2, 1, 1, 2. If you bring it back together, 5 and 6 is 11, 1 and 1 is 2, 5 and 6 is 11, 1 and 1 is 2, 22. Or leave it as it is and multiply 11 by 11, get you 121. It's 121 that created this, because the 1 and 2 are in each one of these 3 on a dice. 3 on one side, 3 on the other side. This plus sign is actually the mark of Christ. 3 times 2 is 6, we have 11. 3 times 3 is 9, we have 15. 1 and 5 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. Plus 6 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. 3 plus 2 is 5. 3 times 2 is 6. We have 11. We have 2, 6, 6, 2. The universal code. I'll do it again. 2, 1, 1, 2. 5 equals 3 times 2. 3 times 3. 3 times 3. 3 times 2. This is 6. This is 9. This is 9. This is 6. Man's birth in relation to the creation of his own entrance into this world, 6996. The total over here is 12, 21, 30, creation. The total over here is 12, 22, life. 22 plus 30 is 52. The number of the Mayan count. Under calendar, it's all over the place because everything, we're in the 7 world. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 doesn't show up. It's part of a creation, 1 and 6. It doesn't exist. You're living in it. The 7 card is actually the 8 card. If I just show you, this is the 7 and the 8 card. If I block out this, you only see that. But look, there's a passage. Something's coming out. What's coming out on the other side? Nothing. It's going in. Now we go around. We go around life. But sometimes in life, there's a door where the mind can go think on his own, in his own little circle. In his own little circle, tilting like the world's moving around. You know what I'm saying? Just another keyhole. When you move it out, it's just a keyhole. And my nose knows the way. The way is through the sky. It's inside our own heads. You must act and feel like you're buzzed inside within your own mind. You have to let it fall, like you let something fall. And then lift yourself up and blow in the wind within your own mind. And you will find the secrets of life. I am not saying I found any secrets of life. I know I'm putting things together and everybody thinks I'm putting nothing together. It seems like I'm just repeating myself and saying nothing and going nowhere, and I just seem to be like the guy with a beautiful mind, so zap me silly and take me away from the world. But no, I'm fine for myself. Went to the store today, driving at the speed limit, stopping at stop signs. I do all the normal things. The only time I'm not normal, give me a piece of paper, put me in front of the camera. Ask me to talk, ask me a question. When you're in, you're in. When you're out, you're out. It's the flow and the go. There's a dam with the water. There's there's the planets where the energies go in and out. The dry energy, the wet energy. Bigfoot. Where is Bigfoot? He's on Mars. He's your imagination, what we saw down here. Because we created it with the evil inside of us, the indecision. So it goes to Mars. And when I tell you all this water and everything, it is water, but it's sparkling water. It's in the air we breathe, in the wind that blows. It's inside. The H2O and all the elements of creation. One day I'll study it, but I won't do it alone. There's too many numbers. I can tell you 1,000 stories. Some will be right. Most of them will just be the opposition. Some will be a dead end. Not like black and white. If I jumped a whole bunch of white over black. You know, if you just dump a whole color over another color, the other color just disappears. But not because you painted it. In the matter of the sense, you could have dumped any color. It always will disappear if you cover the matter. The matter of the fact this whole planet is based on pyramids that have turned upside down in the time of Noah when the great flood came. The rest of the world were covered in the North Americas. We couldn't spread out because Christopher Columbus wasn't ready to go, because at that time the world was flat. The pyramids fell upright and downward. When it was downward, and there were a whole lot of them, and they called it the plains of Iowa, or maybe Nebraska, the world was flat. The sands of time blew over. The pyramids doused away, became the lands and the grazing fields for the cows. Inside every single pyramid was something new. Some pyramids came down and brought dinosaur bones. Other pyramids came down and brought something else. A Neanderthal man, sometimes a monkey. That's what the pyramids did. They dropped and planted things all over this earth before the sands of time and the wind and fire just melted everything together till we only saw the roots and the grass, the air above, the actual reality of what is beneath and below. If you digged and digged and digged, you'd always seem to find water. In the times of Moses, when times were hot, when times were cold, and it rained on everybody, the world was positioning. It takes time to build. Look at the Twin Towers, 10 years and they're just going back up. 2 down, 2 up, 1 out, 1 in. My life. 1 out, 1 in. There's 1 out, there's 2 more men coming to the plate. 2 more men coming to the plate with 1 out. You have a chance for life. All you need to do is get to first base. And if you get to first base and you're not lucky, she has a child. And you've recreated 69. 9 connects to 4, 1 connects to 6, they are the same. 2 connects to 5, 8 connects to 5, they are the same. 3 connects to 4, 4 connects to 3. 7 connects to 6, 6 connects to 7. They are the same. 13s and 7s, 1 and 3 is 4, 4, 4 and 4, 7, 7 and 7, 21 and 12, the 33 of Christ, the numbers of the pad, of the keypad, the numbers of your telephone. I'm not sure where to go. I'm pretty dry and musty right now. I need somebody to give me some new inputs on things. Oh, there is a creator out there, and don't you worry, the time is coming. I have seen the numbers. I have seen the numbers that have read the time. Now the problem is, what watch was I wearing and what time was I in? What time zone was I in? If I'm in this time zone, it's fantastic. If it was 1,000 years ago, it won't happen for 1,000 more years. We have fallen on the threshold of the future, coming to us today. Wait till tomorrow, as the eve brings in the night of the morning mist. The due and the payments are due and the month is over. 30 days are up. Let's collect. You notice the way they all seem to collect on 30 days, most of the companies? Let's connect on 30 days. Okay, we'll connect on 30 days. 15? 15? Can we call that deuce or love? We call it deuce when it's 40-40, right? Or do we call it deuce when it's 15-15? Because if you tell me these numbers, I'll tell you about tennis. I'll tell you about the quarter moon, and I'll tell you about football and weights and bowling. Every single card game ever played, just the basics of everything I can tell you. Why? Because I make up whatever the truth that is in me. Then I calculate it, and I leave it as is. Another fictional story from Hollywood. What is it rated? Did anybody take the chance on the truth? And therefore, what will it set upon us? Well, my friends, when the conscious mind comes, it doesn't come alone. Man cannot live through this. This is a time where the mind is like on drugs. And you don't have to be on drugs. You're like on drugs. If you feel like you're on drugs at this point, just tell yourself everything is cool. No matter what, everything is cool. Less pressure on the door, more time to study what's coming in. You will become like me, like I will become like you. We will become more like each other. Don't be scared. You're into life till death do you part. You signed the contract by Santa Claus. That was the clause to the circle of life. The bear stamp of September 7 and 9, October 10 and 8, November 2 and 11, and December 12 and 3, in honor of the egg. In 2 more years, the Hebrew honor the egg. They call it the jovial egg that comes in time, but the clock has come around. Why do I say that? Because when you say E-I-E-I-O, okay, the O means you went all around Monopoly. When God starts -5 to +5, E is the 5, both ways. E to E to I to O. Because once you stand on the other E and you go 9 forward, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, is that the way it is? 9 and 1, I think it was. Anyways, I'm a little off on that, so it's not that I was wrong, I just forgot what it was. So when you do that, you get just before the other railroad track, 9. So what that does, before the railroad track, and go back to the railroad track, before we continue this, we're going to look at the piano, that the 28th key is a C, but the 32nd key is an E. If you go by numbers according to the alphabet, not to the piano. So what happens is number 32 in the alphabet is E again. You start at 5E, you go around to E again. 32 and 5 is 37. 3 7s is 21. 3 and 7 is 10, the creation of the 7 world of the 3 creation. 3 and 7 is 10 again. 3 7 7 3 is 10 10. It's 20. It's 2. It's time to go. It's a transmission. It's a hookup between. It's a T on the top and a T on the bottom, and you put them together, you got one eye, because you're connected from the both worlds from above and below. Now you are I that walks the heavens of the H. You stand up like the goalpost, you put your hands up in the air, the point between all is your head, and you got 3 points for creation. Otherwise you ran it on the ground. The only 2 you can touch if you stick out your arms, except for the opposition, is 2 and 8. Then you got 2, 2, 3, you got 6 for the touchdown. You kick it through the 2 upright, the 1 upright that has 2 sides over the middle, you create the number 3. The point of the matter, the extra point after the 6 points. Then you decide to run in for a touchdown, the 2-point play. The question is like this. A conversion of 1 point is kicked in the air up to the sky where there's a number 1 dot. But the number 2 god is down on the ground. You can have the aerial attack, or you can run it on in. Both ways, you're running on the 2 world of beta, and you score her points. 6, 1, 3, 2. 6, 1, 3, the laws of Moses. 6 days, 1 day, 3 days is a fact of time, in which you get Sunday to Friday, the 1 day of God, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You stop. It's a 10-day period because the Spanish say Wednesday is a miracle. We hop over. Number 11. In order to get to 12, because 12 is 1 and 2 is 3, and we create again on Thursday because we're thirsty. TH heaven. But on Tuesday, it's T and U. And well, that's just all about you. The U's of connection, the connecting of time, the double of you, and the V of life, the V de dirt. Should I leave it at this and let it go? Or is there something else you'd rather know? I am pleased to be here, gathered to my show, to my estate, to my place, that is thine, not mine, but it is yours, for you have entered into the house, and the door is open forever. For I will keep no secrets and tell no lies. I will mumble, I will fumble, I will drop the ball, and I will pick it up. And I finish that story, for whatever it might be, for whatever time it is, and any number you see, it's been there before. And you got to pass it before you came down, before you walked the stairs, from the stairway of heaven, you went to the stairway of hell, because you get to see both sides of what everything is, and most likely it's well, but it turns into hell, and when it swells, it's a child. And then you don't even know what hell you're going to be in with that child. But it's creation that made the nation, the destination of man to the world that was flat from Columbus. They put 3 stone heads on the wall because all man was stoned. So they made us stop smoking marijuana so they could sell it. So that they can sell it to others and take it away from us, only to show that they're doing the right thing, but they hide the rest. It's just like a test, but they're not doing their best, just like the rest. It's always last. They're never first. They're not the best. When I say all these words like this, it's because you're just supposed to hear est, east. Then you take all the vowels that came into best, rest, test, and the difference in the number, shape, okay, the letter count of the word will tell you the difference of the word too. Now you can make a secondary definition from the change in the first letter, mine and time. My time. So you can always do this. Is there anything else? There certainly is. There certainly is. There certainly is. But I'm a little hungry now, so I just figured we can leave it up to Mr. 88, since he came out of the monkeys or something, right? You don't need much more than this. Communication. I don't know what's happening, man. I have too much information. I need to share it. I need to share the information. I need to share the information. I need to share the information. Now, I've been questioned 100 times, and of the 100 times I was questioned, I answered the question proposedly. I was still knocked down and not taken seriously, telling me I need a doctor. But like I said, if I need a doctor, I drive my car well. Why? I get no tickets. It's been over a year. I bump into nobody. I'm polite to everybody. I must be very cautious in the state I am in. I've been like this 7 years. I must be very cautious because I always seem to be a little bit different, because I always seem to be off on a little other kind of a subject. You know what I mean? Halloween, 10th month, 31st day, 41. The Mediterranean, 41. The first time you can cross over and stand is actually number 42 and number 43 in the Monopoly. It's 85, the Matrix. They just changed the speed limit in Montana and down in Texas to 85. It's the rush of the mind. They have the reason they did this is because the mind now has to connect the blood pressure, the thinking of the mind to 85. So they change it in those 2 states because whoever the evil is out there. Wherever you see 85, it's part of the matrix. It's part of the silver communication. If they're putting up the speed, it's because they don't want anybody else to notice that vibration that went from 55 to 65 to 75 to 85. Now they're branched up to the higher element. Now let's see what goes on. Which planets are coming? Because they're all alive. And they all arrive at 5, because Jupiter is the big pig. 72 worlds of 7. 7 and 2, 9. 1 world of 9. Why 1 world of 9? Because center Jupiter gets 1 9. He sends it over to one side, and he gets the same 9, and he sends it over to the other side. Everybody's got their own 9. 1 9. I say 1 9 because it is the spirit connect to the 9 that makes the 10, that makes the birth, that makes the 9 moves the 7th gate into the 8th heaven up towards 6 where man lives. Is it he lives at 3 and his brain goes from Earth to Saturn to Mars back over to Venus and then to Earth? Is that the way it goes? I don't know, I'm not looking, I'm not designing right now, so I'm a little out of it. But believe it as it is. If you have any questions of anything I need to continue this thought pattern, it is fantastic. It saves me money, it keeps me out of trouble, and it keeps me busy. Will it drive me insane? And Batty, a good chance, yes. About a good chance. Because I just close the wall and shut the water off, and I go to my bed, I let it drip overnight so I can dream, and I turn it on during the day, and I burn all my energy, and I go back to sleep at night to revitalize. 7286, Raphael. Oh, there is one thing I just read. The word was compassion, compass pass, passion, says 150 north. It also says 15158, and that's actually down the street from my house. That's funny. So it says 150 north and Highway 15, and then it says 29 that I showed you for the ace. Double that is 58, and 58 represents number 1 in the world of 36, 1 of 4, and represents the number 2 as a single digit in a letter count. Together, 58 and 58 make 116, and if I remember all the months of the year, the initials, if you add them together, they are 116. 11-6 happens to be happens to be K and F, which can actually be flipped upside down at birth and be a canine. It'd be number 17, creating the queen, only because the 2 Ks, when they come together, they create 2 tails on a box, which is like the diamond. The diamond has 4 points and has 4 lines. You can extend the lines in 2 different ways, and you can send one across that will connect an extra line in between. So the 2 that cross create 4, the 1 across creates 2. You have 6 crossing that 1 in the 5 center position. Am I screwing you up yet? I'm just playing with you right now. It's time I go. Thank you. 72, 86, taking a break.